What up players, it's Warboss Tay back up in this mug. Welcome to my day 25 video of the 2017 July Painting Challenge. We are at the end for these two guys, these two gentlemen here, the leaders of this army, the characters, two of the three. I'm working on the Tech Marine right now, but these are the ones that I want to showcase tonight. They are finished, they're ready to go. I'm really pleased with how the base work went, how the bases turned out, because some of them, these two guys are actually standing on plastic, I guess, crumbled bases, but when you look at them with all of the base work that I did, the crumbling, cracked desert look, it actually blends in pretty nicely, which I'm pretty surprised. It looks actually like I had modeled it. Couldn't have done a better job myself. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. The Middenland tufts there had a nice pop of green color, and the rest of the models I think look terrific. This, we'll go one by one. The captain here, he was real fun to paint up. I finished re-highlighting his skin. I tried to make him look a little bit older by adding some gray and some of that white gray to my highlight skin color, and it came out really nicely. His hair is nice and gray to show that he's been leading this army. He knows his stuff. He's very, very experienced, and I'm painting him up, and I'm doing his gray hair, and I'm looking at him and I think, Ringo? This guy reminds me, with his gray hair, reminds me of Ringo Simpkins. So Ringo, if you were in Terminator armor, I'm pretty sure this is what you would look like, except this would probably be a drumstick. And I was really happy when I was painting him, because I thought once that was in my head that I was painting Ringo Simpkins, then it made me really want to do a good job, because I don't want to disappoint the guy. The rest of the paint job was just simple highlights of what I'd already painted, things that I'd already shaded. You can see that his armor here, the one that I showed off yesterday, after adding in a couple of successive highlights, it looks real clean, real sharp, really nice. And the cloak work, I didn't want to go up into oranges with the cloaks. I just wanted it to be a very nice red, with the light picking up naturally off of it. So just one highlight color, Mephiston red, done in 3 layers. So it did take me a while, but I'm very pleased with how he turned out. Going on to the Librarian, this guy was a little bit trickier because he had some details that I wasn't really aware of, that hadn't really been on my radar. Like, I decided to paint one of the 2 wires going into his head there in red. And I decided to not only do script work, like common scripts line work with my Micron pen here. It's a 0.005, the smallest, or 0.05. Is that 0.005? I guess it's a 0.005. It's the smallest size pen, and I use it for all of my script work. It comes in a bunch of different colors. Black is always the best, and after doing that, I thought, well, why not do some runes down here? Did some runic work, and then I did the cloak the same as before, and then I decided for the staff, I wanted to do something interesting and different for my client, so I made the staff green marble. It's a very simple effect, and I guess I'll save it for my skill building, but it's very, very simple, and it's very effective too. So green marble, you guys, it's a thing. I had a good time doing it. And I love the pose, I love the model. This is a great model, and if I had a Space Marine army, I might want to paint one up just for fun. The inside of his cloak I decided to do in Incubi Darkness rather than black, making it a straight black, like my Terminator captain here is in straight black. But I wanted to do this in kind of like a very dark, so green, it's almost black, bluish green look. So Incubi Darkness is for that one. And yeah, very pleased with how these two came out. So to finish my week 4 objective, I only have my Tech Marine, which I guess we can put him in the frame now because I haven't really done anything with him today. But week 4 is only going to take us till the 28th of the month, and that leaves me a couple of extra days. So after I finish this guy, I'm going to have to go back and base the scouts. Remember, I did 15 scouts the first 2 weeks of the challenge, and so I'm going to need to go back and base those, like I've done my Centurions and my characters here. I'm also working on finishing the Death Guard Breachers and Blood Angel Breachers that I'm working as a separate commission for a different client. So they're not part of the challenge, but I am going to do some showcase videos on those because they look pretty awesome. And I guess let's get on to the daily question. When I was coming up with this daily question, I thought it's a little too ambiguous. What is your favorite game? Like, what does that encompass? Does that encompass video games or board games or miniature tabletop games? I wanted to make it purposely ambiguous and vague because I want you to answer this question using your own criteria. And I haven't watched too many people's responses yet, but when I think of a game, what makes a game enjoyable and fun? I think about immersion. I think about the rules, of course. Are the rules easy to understand and follow? And is the game fun? Do you play it? Is it a game you can play solo? Or is it a game that you need a group of friends to play? Is it more of a social experience? Or is it more of a individual? Like if I'm sitting in my room playing a video game, I could play a single player game like The Last of Us or Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'll have a great time. But does it encompass like everything about what I think a game should, how a game should be, and what makes a game enjoyable? So, thinking about everything when I want to answer this question, what is my favorite game? I think that tonight my answer, because at any night the answer could be different, but tonight my answer is going to be Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. And I've loved this game forever. The first game I'd ever really played that was different from like Monopoly or Chutes and Ladders was Hero Quest. And I think I mentioned this last year. Hero Quest was my introduction into how expansive and fleshed out and beautifully immersive a game world could be. And I had so much fun with it. But when I started getting into role-playing games some more, Dungeons and Dragons didn't ever really connect with me. I like the fiction. I like to read a lot of the Dragonlance books and the Forgotten Realms books, but the game itself, Dungeons and Dragons, I never really found my found my enjoyment to be enough for me to want to keep playing it. I think I had a very negative experience once, actually, when I was at my old gaming store, Other Realms. There was a game night, and I knew nothing about the game. I just wanted to get into it and watch, and the players weren't very cooperative or helpful, I guess, in introducing a new player to the game. They were more interested in power gaming and playing all maxed out in their characters and not really explaining anything to me. And I felt really discouraged, I guess, from getting into the game even more. So I was like, well, the heck with this. And that was a long time ago now, and I think Other Realms has gotten a lot better. Like the community's changed, of course, and they're real good now about encouraging new players. But when I think about Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, all of the books that I got for it, I remember the manager at the time said he told me that they were all on sale, and I remember looking at the prices, and the books were all marked to like $20, $30. The rule book is like, $60 or something. And the guy was like, yeah, they don't make the game anymore. This was first edition. They don't really support it, so we're putting them on sale for $5 each. And so I just grabbed all of them. I went home. I just absorbed them. I got my friends together. We played the heck out of it. And it was a game I remember where I said, you know what? Whatever you want to do, try it and roll some dice for it, and we'll figure it out in the game. And that made the experience so much fun that for years after that, my gaming group were school friends of mine, and we would get together every weekend, and we'd sometimes my girlfriend at the time would make like a pot of spaghetti, or sometimes I would stop at 7-Eleven and pick up tortilla chips and salsa, and we would just hang out and eat pizza and play and come up with all these crazy scenarios till 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. On a Friday night, we would be there all night, and we would just talk about what happened the week before, and we'd laugh, and we would just hang out whenever we would go to eat afterwards at a restaurant, at like a Denny's or an all-night thing. Then we would talk about what happened, and we would imagine it in our heads, and it was some of the best times of my life, and that all came from this thing that brought us together. So, oh my gosh, we're getting on to 10 minutes. I love Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I hear that Cube 7, I think It's one of those two. That company has gotten the rights, and they are making a new edition, 4th edition of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. They're also making an Age of Sigmar role-playing game. So that's going to be pretty cool. And for the new Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, I hear they're going back to 1st and 2nd edition as huge major inspirations. So I am all for that. I am looking forward to it so much. And I'm going to get out of here because we're already at 10 minutes. Can't wait to see what you guys put for your Day 25 answers of the day. And stay in it, stay motivated, stay inspired, keep painting, keep posting. And if we've lost you along the way, if you've stopped posting for any reason, I don't want to guilt trip you. I don't want to make you feel bad because I think that's kind of a stupid thing to do. The whole challenge is just supposed to be supportive and encouraging. And remember, if you ever need any help or support, just let me know. Send me a message or a comment, and I'd be happy to I don't know, I guess offer any kind of advice or support that you might want. But for everybody else, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great month. I hope the challenge is not completely wiping you out. And if you need to take a break and do your own thing. You do you, as Joshua Duran has been known to say. And thanks so much for being my buddies here in our little YouTube Google group community. And we'll see you tomorrow. Latest players.